Hey, what's going on, y'all? Lincoln Infield here, Carolina's Full Throttle Magazine, and it is Wednesday, September 20th, and it's time for your weekend events update. Before we get there, as always, got to remind you, make sure you get out there and pick up your Carolina's Full Throttle Magazine. Issue number 302 is at your local biker-friendly businesses. Make sure you stop by and pick one up before they run out. If your local biker-friendly business does not carry the Carolinas Full Throttle Magazine, have them give us a call. We'll see if we can't work something out. But this issue is featuring the Carolinas Biker Lawyers 12th Annual Bulldog Hero Awards. Now, for 12 years, Carney Clayton, the Carolinas Biker Lawyers, have been doing the Bulldog Hero Awards, where they give away $10,000 to local charities by the way of this Bulldog Hero Awards. Now, the nominations are already in and voting has been finalized, but you can still see the Bulldog Hero Awards handed out at MAYHEM in Midway, which is September 29th and 30th. The Bulldog Hero Awards will be on September 30th, which is Saturday, about 3 p.m. But make sure you get out there and pick up your copy of the Carolinas Full Throttle Magazine. Another great issue full of events, full of articles and advertisers, all in the biker community here in the Carolinas. All right, so let's get down to it. Let's talk about some events. Man, I'll tell you what, the fall is just as crazy as the spring is, and where I'm sitting, I'm about halfway through the fall madness, which started off with September. The smokeout, 7th, 8th, and 9th of September. Crazy weekend there. That was my first big weekend of September. Just now got to posting pictures from that. Make sure you check those out on our Instagram and Facebook page. I just posted one batch of them because let's face it, guys, I came home with like 1,200 pictures from the weekend. Had to go sorting through a bunch of that stuff and weed them down to the things that really need to be seen and not the duplicates or the pictures of me and my friends hanging out in the campground. So that, and then went right into the next weekend was Camel City, which was last weekend, Camel City Bike Fest, put on by our friends over at Biker Trash Nation. Great time, great weather. Now the pictures of that, I've downloaded them. I really have. I've downloaded those pictures. Going to get through those pretty soon. That was two. Now this weekend, tomorrow, I'm actually leaving for Outer Banks Bike Fest in the Outer Banks of North Carolina. This is the fall version of their bike week, and we put on the official bike show for that event. So trying to get this whole work thing in before that. So I'll leave that. That's my third big weekend in a row, and then the weekend after that is our Carolina's Full Throttle Magazine MAYHEM in Midway in Lexington, North Carolina. That'll be the 29th and 30th. Like I said, we come right back from that, deliver the October magazines, go to Myrtle Beach Bike Week, put on a bike show down there on October 7th. Oh man, then we come home and all we've got is the Antique Motorcycle Club of America Denton swap meet, the Southeastern swap meet there on the 13th and 14th of October. So where I'm sitting, this weekend is the halfway point for us. Now for all those going to Biketoberfest, I wish I was going with you. It's not in the cards for the fall here, but y'all have a good time with that. So your rally season extends on past that. But as far as us, we are right in the middle here. So let's talk about the events for this weekend, because like I said, man, it is a huge weekend. The fall is huge here in the Carolinas. And we have no stop. We have no quit. We have no pause around here. There's big events all year long. But September and October, man, they are just packed full of stuff. Let's talk about them. Now, if you've got your Carolinas Full Throttle Magazine, you already know what's going on. If you've been on our website, fullthrottlemagazine.com, you've seen that stuff. That website's going to look a lot like this. You can go to the Cruise Encounter page, and all of the events are listed here all the way through January 13th. You can also do some shopping and stuff like that. Now, if you want to get this stuff emailed or texted to you on our homepage, scroll down to the subscribe button, click on that. You can get this stuff emailed to you, or you can text FTM for Full Throttle Magazine to 41372, and we'll text you the stuff. That way you never miss out on events. But for those who just like to hear me talk or whatever, you can actually watch this on Facebook, on our Facebook page, and it's simulcast onto our YouTube page. If you're on Facebook and you've never subscribed to our Facebook page, please do. Well, we just posted a video, our event series, which is it the Destination of the Ride? This one featuring Dan Rowland of Down Home Harley Davidson. You can check that out there and all the other content that we put up there. So this weekend's events start off today with Outer Banks Bike Fest, like I said, going on out in the Outer Banks. Beautiful place to ride your motorcycle. Man, I'm telling you what, there's lots of history. There's lots of natural beaches. There's fine dining. There's motorcycle shops. There's bars and restaurants that are all in on this rally. The epicenter for the Outer Banks Bike Fest is Outer Banks Harley Davidson, which is in Harbinger, North Carolina, just over the bridge from Kitty Hawk. And they will have vendors and food trucks, DJs, guided tour rides, live music. The Full Throttle Magazine bike show will be there on Saturday. There's going to be bikini bike washes. The Harley Davidson demo truck will be at the Nags Head location, which is just down the street, right by Jockey's Ridge State Park, which is another thing that you've just got to do if you go out there. It's, I think, if not the world's, the East Coast's largest living dune inland, man. It is nutty. It's like you're in the middle of the desert when you're climbing this thing, but great for sunsets. It's just a spectacle, man. I'm telling you what, once you see it, you can't take your eyes off of it. There's scavenger hunts. There's all kinds of stuff. Look at the schedule, man. They've got something big going on every day of the week, and that's a big deal. So this is Outer Banks Bike Fest, but there is 2 locations right up the road, 60 miles, which is door to door, 1 hour from the Outer Banks to Bayside Harley Davidson in Portsmouth, Virginia. They're having their Bayside's Bike Fest at the same time, September 20th and 24th. Like I said, look at that, man. Got all kinds of stuff going on. Same kind of story. Vendors, food trucks, DJ, bikini bike wash. The Busted Knuckle Stunt Tour will be there. Harley Davidson demo truck, live music. And again, a huge schedule of events packed into 4 days. Man, get on your bike, ride out there, have a big time. It's worth it. Like I said, you know, you can hit both of these. Honestly, I always plan on Friday being in the Outer Banks and going up to Bayside for the Busted Knuckle Stunt Tour, which they put on shows at noon, 2 and 4 p.m. You can catch a show, see what they've got going on Bayside, get back down to the beach and hang out the rest of the day. And then you'll be in town at the Outer Banks for the Full Throttle Magazine bike show on Saturday. So all good deals. Now, this is a beautiful time to go to the Outer Banks. If you missed this one, look for the announcements. They do their Outer Banks Bike Week in April, and totally worth going to. I haven't missed it in years. So then Thursday, we got a couple cool things going on. Thursday, the Ride Out of Darkness ride. Now, this is a ride that's going to Florida. This is coming out of Bulldog Harley Davidson in Smithfield, North Carolina. And they're saying join riders on their way to Florida for the 3rd annual Rally and Ride Out of the Darkness. This ride raises awareness for support veterans and others battling suicide and depression, which is a big deal, guys. So if you want to check that out, that is Thursday, September 21st at Bulldog Harley Davidson. Look at this. We got some comments already. Man, this is already hitting hard. Lone Cowboy Adventures. Yeah, man, it is a good time. So make sure you check that out. And by the way, while you're on YouTube, make sure you check out Lone Cowboy Adventures. Check them out. My buddy's Zach Shipwash. He's talking about Mayhem 3 that's coming up. Raise Hell, Praise Dale, man. That's what we're gonna be doing. All that. And I'm not even talking to Tyler about this comment. Grom, which you can only say his name twice before he appears at your house on the 3rd time. was a long-term resident at Mayhem the first year. Came all the way from Alabama to party with us, and I'll tell you what, it's a rough go. And look at this also, man. Ray's Moto Life, man. What is up? Met these guys at the Smokeout. Great folks. Started subscribe to his YouTube channel and have been enjoying his content as well. Great stuff. So yeah, man, what is going on? Ray's Moto Life in the house. Good to see you guys. So catching up on the comments while we're talking about them. But let's get back to events here. Also September 21st, which is Thursday, bike night at Lucky's Saloon in Burlington. So that's a big deal there because Down Home Harley Davidson, which is honestly right up the street from Lucky's Saloon, is sponsoring this one. The deal here is also that Down Home Harley Davidson is filming their own reality show to be aired in November. I do believe it's called Dealer Life, and the film crew will be on site at Lucky's Saloon in Burlington for this bike night. So that's a pretty big deal. Make sure you get out there, you know, and check that out. Hang it up, if you will. So check that out. Appreciate you guys stopping by. Look at that. There's We Are Bikers, where Bikers Unite, Bikers Events. What's going on, Kat? How are you doing? Good to see you on here. Another good page to check out. Now let's move on to Friday. Willie's Honky Tonk Bike Night here in Winston-Salem. A 50-year-old biker established in downtown Winston-Salem. Always a cool place to go all week long, but they're also doing bike night September 22nd. That's right. I was looking at that thing thinking I had the wrong date on there. Sponsored by our friends over at the Carolina Biker Lawyers, which I did have a banner for that, because guess what, guys? This event thing is also sponsored by our friends over at Carolina's Biker Lawyers. So, you know, maybe better late than never, but they know I appreciate them. They always take a big hand in all of the Full Throttle Magazine events, so make sure you check them out. Carolina's Biker Lawyers, representing bikers since 1975. But they will be on hand at Willie's for bike night, handing out stuff. Make sure you go by and get your little black bag from the Carolina Biker Lawyers ladies. And then let's move on to Saturday. Like I said, lots of stuff going on. Naturally, we're putting the Carolina's Full Throttle Magazine Outer Banks Bike Fest Bike Show at the top of the list, because you're going to want to be at Outer Banks Bike Fest anyway. If you're there on Saturday, make sure you go by Outer Banks Harley Davidson. Check us out. It is a free entry bike rally. Bike show from noon to 4 p.m. And then we'll be handing out plaques to 6 class winners and then 3 trophies, including Best in Show, which comes with $100, the Law Tigers Choice Award that comes with $100, and the McGrath Law Choice, which comes with $100 as well. So free registration. Come hang out where the basically the rally is, the heartthrob of the rally, and then make sure you check out this bike show while we're there, and it'll be a big deal. So check that out, guys. Outer Banks Bike Fest Bike Show, September 23rd. And then some local stuff. We've got 6th annual Giving Back to Our Community Charity Ride out of Archdale, North Carolina. The Josh Urban Benefit Ride in King, North Carolina. NBA Freedom of the Road Poker Run is going to be out of Lexington, North Carolina. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead. I usually do this already. I got a little ahead of myself. I'm late and I'm trying to do other work, but I'm going to post this in the comments as well. For those of you that would like to read along or get more detail out of what I'm talking about here, because I'm just glossing over a couple of these guys here. And then Blue Collar Cycle Company here in Salisbury, North Carolina. Man, they put on some of the biggest bike nights out there. They're having their chili cook-off. Honestly, I hate this on a weekend that I'm out of town, because I love chili, and I like the guys over there at Blue Collar Cycle Company. They put on a great event. Now, look, you can still enter your chili in the contest. There's plenty of cash prizes, and it all benefits the Masonic Home for Children at Oxford. So that's a good deal right there. Look at that. Look at that. And just as we speak of the man, there's Brandon McNeely right there, who is the head honcho at Blue Collar Cycle Company. This is why you always say nice things about your friends while you're online. You never know when they're watching. But that's awesome. I'm glad. I appreciate you tuning in and checking that out. And like I said, man, great establishment, good stuff there, and it's a worthwhile thing to go. I like the artwork on this one. We came up with a pretty good deal there. But like I said, chili cook-off. Hate I gotta miss it. It's just one of those things. Y'all eat a couple bowls of chili for me, and enjoy yourself at Blue Collar Cycle Company. Let's see what else we've got going on. Like I said, lots of stuff going on. That's right, Ray. Well, there is a lot of stuff going on everywhere. We focus on North and South Carolina, so you've got a lot of that coming in here. But there's stuff going on everywhere, man. We just happen to have the look in here on North and South Carolina. So we got the Cruise for Bikes at the Samuel C. Hart Post American Legion in Salisbury, North Carolina, also on September 23rd. The Cruise in for Alzheimer's Motorcycle Car Show in China Grove, North Carolina. If you notice, a lot of stuff going right there in the center of the state, too. Dream On 3 Poker Run and Bike Show in Lincolnton, North Carolina. We've got the 4th Annual Hunter Lewis Memorial Bike Show out at Everett Cycle Designs in Riegelwood, North Carolina. Got to meet those guys at the June Jam in June. Imagine that. Good folks. They've been sending me the flyer for years, but it was nice to put a face with the name and all that stuff. So good folks there. Glad to have met them. And they seem to put on a big event. They got bike show, they got sound shows, a benefit ride, a car show, raffle, silent auctions, all kinds of stuff. The proceeds from that one go to Q Center for Missing Persons there in Riegelwood, North Carolina. Make sure you go check that out. And another big one going on the 23rd. Everybody's got something going on the 23rd, and it seems like you need to check some of these out. Maybe you can hit a couple of them. Tatas and Tailpipes. We're coming into October, the Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and these guys are getting a head start on it at City Auto and Truck Center in Henderson, North Carolina. Now, this one benefits the Pretty in Pink Foundation. You just can't go wrong with these events. Like I said, we're coming up on Breast Cancer Awareness Month. But check that out. They put a lot behind their events, and I'd really love to see them have a good turnout. Look at that. Oh, Jay Wright, what's going on, man? Good to see you this past weekend at Smokeout. Also, Jay, man, Jay's lining up with the Sons of Speed folks going racing. God, I want to say he said he was going down to Biketoberfest to race down there with them and checking out Tennessee later on as well, man. But always good to see you, Jay. And he is one with the MC Parts Shack. Make sure you check them out as well. They've got a lot of good stuff going on, a lot of good parts, and saw him get some pretty rad choppers back on the road this week. So at the very least, check out their content and get with them. But cool stuff. Also, Harley Lifestyle. What's going on? Right back at you. Good to see you on here. Let's see what else we got going on this weekend, because there's still more, guys. We've got the Blackjack Poker Run at In the Wind in Huntersville, North Carolina. That benefits Karen's Cure of the Carolinas. Say that 3 times fast. Karen's Cure of the Carolinas. Right there at In the Wind in Huntersville. Well, I got through the Karen's Cure thing and then couldn't say Huntersville. Guardians of the Children Fall Kappa Ride is going to be at Double Barrel Saloon in Gastonia, North Carolina. A lot of good stuff going on. And right there's another one. The Guardians of the Children do a lot of great stuff. Child abuse prevention awareness is their big game, and this is going to be a good event. Look at that. They got a gun raffle with some tickets on there. Registration is 9:30. First bike out at 11 a.m. Look at that. There's my boy right there, Randy Floyd. Oh, man, lots of dark stories about cookies with this guy, but great guy. Good to see you this past weekend at Camel City Bike Fest, Randy, and hope to see you again soon, which I know I will, man. I see you at most events. And like you thought we were done, man, there is still a pile of events going on. This is still Saturday here. 7th Annual CVMA, which is the CVMA NC 15-4 to be exact, Vets for Vets Poker Run, Combat Vets Motorcycle Association there is having their poker run out of Blackbeard's Triple Play and Sports Bar in Jacksonville, North Carolina. The proceeds will help local veterans. Fourth annual benefit ride for Coastal Women's Shelter. That's going to be out of Trenton, North Carolina. The Rivertown Riders RC Bikers for Bikers Ride is out of Beach House Harley Davidson in Charlotte, North Carolina, which they'll have some Bike Week stuff coming up pretty soon here, coming out of the beach area. Let's see, been seeing a lot of bikes headed south towards Arkansas the last few days for sure. Man, I'm telling you what, there's big events going on everywhere, so I am not surprised by that. It's just a great time to ride. This time of year is just a big deal. Get out there and put some miles on. Let's see, Rivertown. Okay, second annual Dakota Brock Memorial Run is going on out of Star, South Carolina. The proceeds are going to Tegan, who is battling cancer, and Christina, who is battling stage 4 breast cancer. Sometimes these words get real big. It does not take away from the seriousness of what they're going through, but I can't say them, so I'm going to leave that one alone. Look at here. There's Bruce Rutherford. Good to see him. That's a Sasquatch sighting right there. Now, Bruce is one of the Bulldog Hero Award nominees that you will see at Mayhem in Midway to see if he's been awarded the Bulldog Hero of the Year. But let me tell you something. Everybody that gets nominated for the Bulldog Hero Awards walks away from something from the Carolinas Biker Lawyers. So it'll be good. I'm looking forward to seeing you out there, Bruce. Hadn't seen you in a hot minute, but I'll see you on the field of Mayhem, and we'll get to Mayhem again here in a minute. The 19th Annual Confederate Heritage Ride is out of Low Country Harley Davidson in North Charleston, South Carolina. That's always a good event. And, man, I mean, Charleston is just a beautiful place to be, so make sure you check them out. Here's one that is local, got added to the list late in the lineup, but is back here at home, Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Westlands Ride. Now, take a look at that pretty little girl right there on the flyer, man, and this event is for her. She had a tragic lawnmower accident that removed most of her foot. As a parent of little girls, this one hits home, and I know her mama, great lady, but this ride starts out at Bagger's Saloon in Winston-Salem. All the proceeds are going to go to her family to help with the expenses after this accident. It's a big deal. If you are in town, if you're anywhere, and this is something you might be interested in, go to it. You know, go ride with these folks. Show up in your car, show up in your Jeep, whatever you got, and go help these folks out. There's a couple stops on that one. A couple of our friends involved in that, so make sure you check that one out. Westlands Ride in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, on Saturday, September 23rd. And then, just because I couldn't, that's all we've got for this weekend. That's all we've got for this weekend, and not to be confused with all these great events that are going on, but you know, the next thing that happens is we've got Mayhem in Midway coming up. And, you know, just to get a full screen here, I'm even taking myself off for this one. This is what we've been talking about now. This is not this weekend. This is next weekend. But this is a big deal for us because this is one of our events. A lot of times we're going to everybody else's events and we're happy to support them. And we have a big time. Honestly, we have a great time because we're not in charge of things. This is one that we're in charge of. We're putting on our third annual old school ride in bike rally. It's called Mayhem in Midway, and it's going to be in Lexington, North Carolina. It's Friday, September 29th through Saturday, September 30th. It's a $10 weekend pass. Man, I'm telling you what, we're having a good time. We've got a whole slew of vendors. We've got live music from Mojo Stomp on Saturday. We're going to have an oyster roast on Friday night. A keg party. This is a BYOB party. It is ride in, like I said, but there's plenty of there's like a food line up the street. There's a Sheets right around the corner. There's other food that can be delivered, places to get drinks. We're also going to have the U.S. Military Vets MC inside the event, cooking all weekend long. We're also having that Friday night oyster roast, something you're not going to want to miss. $10 entry, free oyster roast. Music, camping. It's tent camping now. It's primitive. Don't come down here with your RVs. Ride your motorcycle, strap a tent to it. and we'll have a big old time. Now, Saturday, we've got a bunch of stuff going on. This is Saturday, September 30th, so not this weekend, but next weekend. We've got a ride-in bike show with $1,000 cash prizes, bike games with $500 cash prizes, Miss Mayhem wet T-shirt contest with $500 in cash prizes to first place. We have a burnout contest, $300 to the top 3 folks, plus new tires. That $300 is going to be sectioned between the top 3. Loud pipes contest with $300 cash prizes. The Hard Ass Award, which is a mileage award for somebody that's ridden the furthest from away to come to Mayhem, gets the cash prizes. We got Chugging Championship. The Bulldog Hero Awards are on Saturday. It's just a huge event, man, one that you're not going to want to miss out on. And like I said, man, we try to keep this as affordable as possible. As long as we can pay for the Porta-Johns and the band, then we're good to go. So it's $10. Come in, shop the vendors. We've got a huge list of vendors. It's on the Instagram page, and there's a Facebook event, and this ad's been in the magazine for a few months. Man, huge shout out to Carolina's Biker Lawyers again as our main sponsor. Smoking Harley Davidson, always there for us. Jaybirds Custom Cycles, Pandemonium Performance, Clemens Motorcycles, our friends at the Rebel Spirit and Blue Collar Cycle Company, all pitching in to have a big time with us. It's this big deal. Yeah, and honestly, Tyler, paying for the Porta-Johns is kind of a task, though. We had to double up. The first year, we kind of underestimated the amount of refuge that would be going on through here. You know, we only had one food truck, and they didn't even show up, and we still needed more Porta-Johns. So we doubled that, and you'd be amazed, man. It's the same blue water that's in there. It's the same beat up porta potty, man, but the price goes up every year, so it is kind of a big deal. Ray, man, I would love to have you there. Come on out, man. If you got the chance, I know you're in mountain time, so you've got a little bit of travel. That would put you in the running to win the Hard Ass Award and take home some cash with you. But man, I'd love to have you guys out there. If not this year, we'll talk about doing this again. Every year that we put this event on, I swear up and down that I'm not going to do it again next year, and then we end up doing it. My wife definitely swears that we're not doing it next year. About 7 hours. Yeah, you'd probably take the cake on that. You know, we get people from the coast. We had some folks come in from the Outer Banks. We had some people come in from Central South Carolina and stuff like that last year. But 7 hours, man, that'd probably take the cake right there. But like I said, man, if you can make it out, man, strap that tent to the bike and ride in and have a big time with us. You will not regret it. So we've got that going on. But like I said, now that's just this weekend. And then Mayhem is next weekend. We'll come back on and do the events for next weekend, next Wednesday. If I'm still breathing after, Outer Banks Bike Fest and getting this magazine done. Because I gotta finish the magazine, then go to Myrtle Beach, deliver the magazines, then go to Myrtle Beach. And then come back, which Myrtle Beach is October 7th. We've got the Carolinas Full Throttle Magazine Myrtle Beach Bike Rally. Ride in is keywords here. Bike show down there. So if you're at Bike Week, make sure you come see us. This is the last Saturday of that event. And that'll be at Bubba's Bar and Grill on Dick Pond Road in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Say that 3 times fast. You'll never forget it. And that's right. That's my boy Lucas. That's my brother, and he's gonna be out at Mayhem. Always appreciate his help running around. He kind of does everything. If we need something done, he's always there. And that is also Ink Lab Tattoo, and they'll be set up at our bike show, which is a nice segue. I appreciate Lucas into the Carolinas Full Throttle Magazine Custom Bike Show, which I have to mention every time I'm on here because it's such a big deal, and that's in January of 2024 at the Greensboro Coliseum. But Lucas will be set up as Ink Lab Tattoo, doing tattoos that day. I talked him into doing it again last year. There was a waiting list for him last year, and they spent their whole day tattooing. But this is going to be a big deal, guys. Like I said, inside the Greensboro Coliseum. Now, registration for vendor booths and motorcycles is open at fullthrottlemagazine.com. Do not delay. Your bike must be pre-registered. Of course, your vending booth must be too. There's going to be a bike show. There's going to be vendors. There's going to be live music by Mojo Stomp, and we just added them, the Rockabilly Band, to the stage here at the Carolinas Full Throttle Magazine Custom Bike Show, which, might I add, is also presented by the Carolina Biker Lawyers. So let me watch this, and just in case they're watching, we're going to slide this across there. Look at that, Carolina Biker Lawyers presenting this event here in January. We're also going to have a Harley-Davidson fashion show that day. Like I said, Lucas will be doing tattoos, live pinstriping by Ray Spencer of Universal Pinstriping, a Chopper Art Gallery put on by Derek Sykes of In the Weeds Photography. And we're also going to have Billy Lane, a little guy you might have heard of. Billy Lane will be set up with us out there, and he's bringing some of the Sons of Speed's vintage motorcycle racing bikes with him. He's bringing some Choppers Inc. bikes with him. It's going to be a big deal, and it's really awesome. One of his only stipulations was that he does not want to be behind a velvet rope. He does not want to be behind a table, and I'm like, good. I didn't want you to anyway. He is there to hang out with us like he's at the bike show, talk about motorcycles, take pictures with people, check out your motorcycle. So make sure you put that on your calendar for January 13th, 2024 at the Greensboro Coliseum. Like I said, now look, tickets are on sale for that at Ticketmaster through the Greensboro Coliseum website, or you can buy them day of. You don't want to miss out on that. Go ahead and get your bike registered now. We're giving away like $12,000 in cash prizes that day, $500 per class, and two $1,000 best in shows. We've got a modern best in show and an antique best in show. So make sure you bring your modern and antique motorcycles out there. Have a big time, win some money, meet Billy Lane, hang out with me, all that good stuff. So that is it, guys. I am 10 minutes over my threshold of my normal weekend's event blowout. But like I said, there's so much stuff going on this weekend. If you need to look back over that list of events, I posted it in the comments of this, or you can always go to fullthrottlemagazine.com and check out that list there. Naturally, what I want you to do is go and pick up the paper, the print copy of the magazine. I'm trying to click on stuff. I can't talk and click at the same time. You can find this, like I said, at your local biker-friendly businesses here in North and South Carolina. And if they don't carry the magazine, ask them what the problem is. All right, so that's it. That's 32 minutes of your life that you've completely wasted, and you'll never get back. But I do appreciate you spending with me. I'm going to get out of here and get back to work on this October issue. If you need anything, give us a shout, and we'll see if we can't hook you up. Y'all take it easy.